Technical capacity has outpaced our daily reality. We are building tools that move with incredible speed, only to watch them collide with the grinding friction of the systems meant to support them. Every year in Canada, $58 billion worth of perfectly safe, edible food ends up exactly like this. We produce a massive surplus of calories, only to let them rot in industrial dumpsters because the distribution system cannot keep up. At the same time, a man in Manitoba named Francesco Colosimo pays $28,000 out of pocket every single month. He relies on a portable Health Canada-approved device called Optune Geo to slow the growth of his brain cancer. But because provincial funding hasn't been approved, he is left to bridge the gap with donations. This is the bottleneck theory. Large streams of resources, food, data, and life-saving tech are being compressed into systems that lack the width to accommodate them. Innovation exists, but it is currently trapped behind a choke point. Engineering advanced medical devices or massive food surpluses is only the first step. The current crisis is the failure of the underlying framework required to move those products from the lab or the farm into the hands of citizens. On Prince Edward Island, the push for national AI adoption is hitting a hard physical limit. Artificial intelligence carries a massive physical weight. Processing complex data requires endless rows of server cabinets, each drawing a constant, heavy stream of electricity from the grid. Prince Edward Island relies on just 4 subsea cables to bring in power from New Brunswick. 2 of those cables are nearing the end of their lifespan, creating a fragile link for a province trying to lead a high-tech boom. This chart plots the conflict. The flat line represents base load power, the minimum energy the grid must provide to keep the lights on. The rising exponential curve shows the demand of AI computing, which is now threatening to exceed that baseline capacity. Energy regulators are already preparing for the breaking point, warning customers to expect rotating power outages as the province reaches maximum capacity. We are trying to run the digital future on an electrical grid built for the 20th century. These bottlenecks aren't just in the power lines. They are built into our administrative systems, most notably in the collapse of primary health care. More than 6 million Canadians are currently living without a family doctor. A shrinking pool of physicians is facing a mounting wave of paperwork and administrative burnout. Improved medical technology has actually increased the time required per visit. Doctors have more options to discuss and more complex data to review, which lengthens the time spent with each patient and tightens the bottleneck even further. Even when a solution exists, funding delays stop it at the finish line. Francesco Colosimo's brain cancer treatment is approved by Health Canada, yet it sits under an indefinite provincial review, effectively blocking it from the patients who need it today. A medical breakthrough has no value if the bureaucratic pipeline prevents it from reaching the hospital bed. When institutional systems fail to expand, citizens are left to build their own detours. In Ontario, first-year medical students are now setting up clinics in local mosques and community centers. They are doing the work the system can't, manually connecting unattached patients with available family doctors. Households are performing similar labor in their kitchens. To combat the food waste crisis, people are freezing vegetables and auditing their pantries to salvage what the supply chain discards. Billions of dollars in food are tossed due to a simple labeling error. A best before date, shown here with the star, indicates peak quality. Safety is only tied to an expiration date, like those on baby formula. Confusion between these 2 icons alone costs the average household up to $300 a year. Individual resilience, sorting pantries or running makeshift clinics, keeps people afloat, but it also masks the scale of the infrastructural failure. These localized issues, the grid failures, the medical bills, and the waste, are symptoms of a country that has outgrown its own container. This chart plots the national strategy to double grid capacity by 2050, a massive undertaking for the coming decades. But look at the demand curve. This sharply rising line represents the projected energy needs for AI, outpacing even our most ambitious capacity goals. We are in a race against our own advancements. We have built high-speed tools without paving the roads they require to function. Progress now depends on the unglamorous work of reconstruction. We must widen the pipes, tearing out old wiring and updating administrative rules to match the speed of the tools we already possess.